Okay, Unit 12 on circles. The first target is on identifying segments within a circle. So here's a bunch of vocabulary that goes through all the different pieces: circle, radius, center, diameter, secant, chord, tangent. And we're going to match those up to the graphic organizer that is on the back of your target sheet. So the first one, a circle. It's just a set of points in a plane that are all equidistant from the center. So here's my graphic organizer. I'm actually going to try to make this a little bit smaller. And I always lose a couple letters there. Okay, so now we can refer to that better. So obviously in red I have the circle, and the point there is that all of these points, A, B, C, D, E, F, they're all equidistant from the center of the circle, L. And so we would call this circle. If they said name the circle, we would call it circle L. Or you can do a circle with a dot, circle center L. And make sure we know that that's C and that's B. Okay, then we have a radius. A radius is a distance from the center to any point on the circle. So I have two radius identified for you. From L to B is a radius. From L to G is a radius. There are other ones that could be a radius. From L to E is a radius. From L to I is a radius. From L to F is a radius. I could draw a completely different radius from L to A, or L to C, or L to D, or L to H. Any line from the center to the edge of the circle is considered a radius. A diameter. In green, diameter is a segment that passes through the center of the circle and has endpoints on the circle. So key here is that it is a segment, has endpoints on the circle. So I have one diameter shown, diameter EI. If we're naming it, we have to put the segment bar over it. When you guys go to name it on a test, if you don't have the right symbols, you will get the answer wrong. So EI or IE, that is the only diameter shown with letters on this circle. Diameter, EI or IE. A secant. A secant is a line, and it goes through the circle at 2 points. So it's a line, which means it goes on forever. It goes through the circle at 2 points. So looking at this diagram, where is a line that goes through the circle at 2 points? Well, it is color-coded, so CD would be a line. If I said name the secant, you'd have to use CD with a line symbol over it. CD, that's called a secant line. If I took the line through IE and I extended it, wanted to use green, and I extended it, then that would also become a secant line. One of the ones that students ask about usually is this black line at the bottom, LF. Okay, LF goes from the center and through it once. But a secant line needs to go all the way through the circle, like all the way. So it has to pass through and hit the circle 2 times. So one here, and then if extended all the way to there, that would also be a secant. But for right now, CD is my example of my secant line in orange. A chord. A chord, again, back to a segment, so like the diameter. A chord is a segment with endpoints on the circle. So I gave you examples of BH. In pink is a chord, endpoints on the circle. HE as a segment is a chord on the circle, endpoints on the circle. The diameter, IE, is considered a chord. The diameter is a chord. If I used CD, but I only looked at the segment, I wrote down CD with a segment bar and not the line symbol, then that would be a chord. Those are all examples of chords. The next one is tangent, and that's my last one. Okay, and point of tangency. A tangent line intersects a circle at exactly 1 point. So again, going with the color coding, line JA is a tangent line. We can talk about a segment being tangent, but right now we're talking about name the tangent, a tangent line. Line JK or JG as a line is also a tangent line. So we'll come back to this graphic organizer and use it for different things. Right now, those are the only two tangents drawn to a circle. The point of tangency is G, that's a point of tangency, and A, that's where the tangent line intersects the circle. A little bit more with vocabulary, we have common tangents. So a line, array, a segment, usually talking about a line or a segment, that's tangent to two coplanar circles. So that means you have two circles drawn, and you can draw a line on top or on bottom of the two circles, like that. That's called an external tangent, touches both the circles on top. Or you can draw a line in between the two circles. That would give you an internal tangent. One of the notes in class was to draw the tangents the best you could. So that one's a little bit off. An external tangent that is not going through the circles. Those are both considered external. And then I could draw an internal on the same diagram.